Welcome to the channel. Join us today as we attempt to determine the winner of the 2024 United States presidential election. The 2024 presidential election is fast approaching. America braces for another historic showdown. Vice President Kamala Harris stands as the Democratic hopeful, aiming to become the first female president. Former President Donald Trump seeks a return to the White House, retaining a loyal base. The stage is set for a political battle for the ages. The outcome will shape America's future. The 2024 election takes place against a backdrop of deep divisions. The nation is still reeling from the COVID-19 pandemic and economic uncertainty. Harris campaigns on unity and progress, promising to heal divisions. Trump continues his populist message, railing against a perceived corrupt establishment. Americans are looking for leadership to address pressing issues. The 2024 election is about more than just the Oval Office. It's about the very soul of America. Will the nation choose unity and progress, or continue down a path of division? The stakes have never been higher. The world watches as the future of America hangs in the balance. Kamala Harris's career is marked by a series of firsts. She became the first female district attorney of San Francisco in 2003. In 2010, she became California's Attorney General, tackling issues like mortgage fraud and marriage equality. Elected to the Senate in 2016, Harris quickly rose in the Democratic Party. Her selection as Joe Biden's running mate in 2020 solidified her place in history. As vice president, she advocates for voting rights, immigration reform, and economic opportunity. Her journey from prosecutor to vice president showcases her ambition and resilience. Harris's commitment to public service is unwavering. Donald Trump's path to politics was unconventional. A businessman and reality TV star, he built a vast real estate empire. His questioning of Barack Obama's birthplace fueled his populist appeal. Trump's 2016 campaign, marked by rallies and controversy, led to his presidency. His policies on immigration, trade, and foreign policy were often met with protests. Despite controversies, his supporters appreciate his challenge to the status quo. Trump's focus on America First continues to resonate with his base. His political journey remains a testament to his unconventional approach. Kamala Harris's policies are rooted in social justice and equality. She has consistently advocated for marginalized communities. As a senator, she co-sponsored criminal justice reform legislation. Harris supports affordable health care. Harris supports climate action. Harris supports immigration reform. Her economic policies include raising the minimum wage. Her economic policies include expanding affordable housing. Harris's platform reflects her commitment to a just and equitable society. Her vision aims to address systemic inequities. Donald Trump's policies blend economic nationalism and social conservatism. His America First agenda resonated with voters feeling left behind. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 slashed taxes, but drew criticism for increasing inequality. Trump's hardline immigration stance led to family separations and travel restrictions. His trade policies sparked a trade war, impacting businesses and consumers. Socially conservative views led to the appointment of conservative justices. Environmental regulations were rolled back to boost economic growth. Trump's policy positions remain largely unchanged since leaving office. He continues to advocate for nationalist and populist themes. His approach appeals to a loyal base. The 2024 election presents voters with a clear choice. Harris offers unity, progress, and social justice. Trump represents a continuation of his America First agenda. The election will be a referendum on the country's direction. Voters will decide between Harris's message of hope and Trump's populism. The outcome will shape America's future. Public perception of Harris and Trump is deeply divided. Harris faces admiration for breaking barriers, but skepticism about her leadership. Trump maintains a loyal base despite numerous controversies. His supporters see him as a strongman challenging the status quo. Both candidates must broaden their appeal beyond their bases. The challenge lies in convincing skeptical voters of their vision. Media plays a crucial role in shaping public perception. Harris faces heightened scrutiny and unfair comparisons. Trump manipulates media attention, controlling his narrative. Both candidates must navigate media coverage carefully. Harris needs to ensure her message is heard above the noise. Trump must contend with potential backlash against his rhetoric. Harris brings experience in public service and a commitment to social justice. Trump connects with voters feeling ignored by the establishment. Both candidates have significant strengths and weaknesses. Harris is criticized for being overly cautious and lacking charisma. Trump is hampered by his divisive rhetoric and impulsiveness. The election will test their ability to lead. Trump remains a formidable force despite numerous controversies. His charisma and connection with a segment of the electorate are undeniable. Supporters appreciate his no-holds-barred style and promises to restore America. However, his divisive rhetoric and erratic behavior alienate many. The 2024 election will hinge on voters' willingness to overlook these concerns. The choice will be between Trump's unconventional approach and a return to traditional leadership. Both Harris and Trump face the challenge of winning over undecided voters. These voters seek a positive vision for the future and a commitment to solving problems. Harris must articulate a clear message addressing their concerns. Trump needs to broaden his appeal and focus on concrete policy proposals. The battle for undecided voters will determine the election outcome. Recent polls show a tight race between Harris and Trump. Harris holds a slight edge, but the margin of error suggests a competitive contest. Demographics reveal a partisan divide, with strong support for Harris among Democrats and Trump among white, working-class voters. Independent voters remain divided and dissatisfied with both candidates. Pollsters caution against reading too much into early numbers. Both campaigns will adjust strategies to appeal to undecided voters. Battleground states, where the election will be won and lost. While national polls provide a broad overview of the electoral landscape, the 2024 election, like its predecessors, will likely hinge on the outcome in a handful of crucial battleground states. These states, with their mix of urban and rural voters and their history of swinging between Democratic and Republican candidates, will be the primary targets of both the Harris and Trump campaigns. States like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, which narrowly flipped to Trump in 2016 after decades of Democratic dominance, will once again be hotly contested. Harris will need to win back these blue wall states to secure a path to victory. Similarly, states like Arizona and Georgia, which Biden flipped in 2020, will be crucial for Harris to hold on to, demonstrating the shifting demographics and political allegiances in these traditionally Republican strongholds. Both campaigns will deploy significant resources to these battleground states, flooding the airwaves with advertisements, organizing rallies and get-out-the-vote efforts, and tailoring their messages to appeal to local concerns. The candidate who can best connect with voters in these pivotal states, addressing their anxieties and offering a compelling vision for the future, will be well-positioned to claim victory on Election Day. Harris's strategy, uniting the coalition, emphasizing experience. Kamala Harris enters the 2024 race facing the daunting task of uniting a Democratic coalition, still grappling with internal divisions, and energizing a base weary from years of political battles. Her strategy hinges on consolidating the diverse coalition of voters that propelled Biden to victory in 2020, including African Americans, Latinos, women, and young voters, while also appealing to moderate and independent voters disillusioned with Trump's presidency. Central to Harris's campaign is a message of unity and healing, emphasizing her commitment to bridging partisan divides and restoring a sense of normalcy and competence to government. She will highlight her experience as a prosecutor, attorney general, senator, and vice president, portraying herself as a steady hand ready to tackle the nation's challenges with pragmatism and compassion. Expect to see Harris focus on issues like healthcare, climate change, and economic inequality, areas where she can draw a stark contrast with Trump's record. However, Harris must also contend with a Republican Party energized by its opposition to her agenda and eager to paint her as a radical leftist out of touch with mainstream America. Navigating this political landscape will require a delicate balancing act, appealing to the progressive wing of her party without alienating moderate voters crucial to her electoral success. Section 4. Trump's Playbook: Rallying the Base, Sowing Division. Donald Trump's 2024 campaign strategy appears to be a familiar one, relying on the same playbook that propelled him to victory in 2016 and kept the 2020 race closer than many anticipated. Expect to see Trump continue to hold large rallies, energize his base with fiery rhetoric, and relentlessly attack his opponents, often resorting to personal insults and unsubstantiated accusations. Trump's message will likely center on themes of nostalgia, grievance, and cultural resentment, tapping into the anxieties of voters who feel left behind by economic and social changes. He will paint Harris as a radical socialist intent on destroying American values and institutions, while portraying himself as the only one who can make America great again. Expect to see Trump continue to sow doubt about the legitimacy of the electoral process, amplifying claims of voter fraud, and questioning the integrity of the media. This strategy, while potentially effective in mobilizing his base, carries significant risks. Trump's divisive rhetoric and his penchant for spreading misinformation could further alienate moderate and independent voters, while his legal challenges and personal scandals could energize his opponents. Whether this approach will be enough to secure him a second term remains to be seen. Section 5. The Money Race, Fundraising and Campaign Spending. The 2024 election is poised to be the most expensive in history, with both the Harris and Trump campaigns amassing vast war chests to fund their bids for the White House. Early fundraising numbers suggest a competitive race, with both candidates raking in millions of dollars from individual donors, political action committees, and party organizations. Harris, as the incumbent vice president and the presumptive Democratic nominee, enjoys an advantage in accessing traditional sources of campaign funding. She can rely on the support of wealthy donors, labor unions, and progressive organizations. However, Trump's ability to energize his base and tap into small-dollar donations should not be underestimated. His supporters, fueled by a mix of loyalty and grievance, have proven willing to open their wallets in support of his candidacy. The money race will be crucial for both campaigns, as it will determine their ability to get their message out to voters through advertising, rallies, and get-out-the-vote efforts. The candidate who can most effectively leverage their financial resources to persuade undecided voters and mobilize their base will be well-positioned to claim victory on Election Day. Section 1. A Nation Divided, the Tightrope Walk to Victory. The 2024 election presents a stark choice for the American electorate. Both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump face a delicate tightrope walk, balancing their bases while appealing to undecided voters. Harris benefits from incumbency, but must navigate a divided Democratic Party. Trump energizes his base with populist appeals, but contends with his tumultuous presidency's baggage. The power of incumbency offers both advantages and pitfalls for Kamala Harris as she seeks the presidency. She benefits from the vice presidency's bully pulpit, raising her profile and highlighting accomplishments. However, incumbency brings responsibility. Voters will hold her accountable for the Biden administration's successes and failures. She must contend with voters' desire for change after 2 terms of one party in power. Harris must communicate her vision, distinguishing herself from Biden while emphasizing their administration's accomplishments. Donald Trump's unexpected victory in 2016 shattered political norms, and exposed a deep vein of resentment and dissatisfaction within the American electorate, a sentiment that continues to fuel his political ambitions. His ability to tap into this wellspring of anger, frustration, and cultural anxiety remains his greatest asset as he seeks to reclaim the White House. Trump's supporters remain fiercely loyal, drawn to his outsider status, his brash style, and his willingness to challenge political correctness. They view him as a fighter who speaks for them, someone who understands their anxieties and promises to restore America to its former glory. This loyalty, combined with his mastery of media manipulation and his penchant for dominating the news cycle, makes him a formidable opponent, even with the baggage of his controversial presidency. However, Trump's path to victory in 2024 is fraught with obstacles. He must contend with the possibility of facing multiple indictments stemming from his business dealings and his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, legal battles that could consume his campaign and further alienate moderate voters. Furthermore, his divisive rhetoric and his penchant for making false or misleading statements have eroded trust in his leadership, potentially motivating his opponents to turn out in droves to prevent his return to power. Section 4. The X Factors, Unpredictable Events, and the Power of the Undecided. Predicting the outcome of any presidential election is a fool's errand, but attempting to do so with the 2024 race feels akin to gazing into a crystal ball clouded by uncertainty. The potential for unpredictable events to upend the race is ever present, from economic downturns to international crises to unforeseen scandals that could rock either campaign. Furthermore, lurking beneath the surface of the polarized electorate is a significant block of undecided voters, those who have yet to commit to either candidate or who remain disillusioned with the two-party system. These voters, often turned off by the negativity and partisan bickering that dominate modern campaigns, could hold the key to victory for either Harris or Trump. The candidate who can best connect with these undecided voters, offering a message of hope, unity, and a compelling vision for the future, will be well-positioned to win the White House. However, ignoring these voters in favor of simply rallying their respective bases could prove to be a fatal mistake for either candidate. Section 5, 2024, A Verdict on the Future of America. The 2024 presidential election is more than just a contest between two individuals. It represents a referendum on the future direction of the United States. Will the nation continue down the path of division and polarization, fueled by grievance politics and cultural resentment, or will it choose a path of unity, healing, and a renewed commitment to democratic values? Kamala Harris offers a vision of a more inclusive and equitable America, one that embraces diversity, tackles systemic injustices, and addresses the challenges of the 21st century with pragmatism and compassion. Donald Trump, on the other hand, promises to restore a mythical past, tapping into a nostalgia for a time when America was supposedly great and offering simplistic solutions to complex problems. The choice facing the American electorate is stark, and the consequences of that choice will reverberate for generations to come. The 2024 election is not just about choosing a president, it's about deciding what kind of country America wants to be. Uncertainty and the weight of decision. As we stand on the precipice of the 2024 presidential election, the only certainty is uncertainty itself. The American political landscape remains a turbulent sea of passionate convictions and deeply entrenched divisions. The road ahead is shrouded in a fog of unknowns, with potential for unexpected events to disrupt campaigns. Both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump face formidable challenges in their quest for the White House. The weight of this decision rests heavily on the shoulders of the American people. They must carefully weigh the potential consequences of their choice. America at the crossroads, a defining moment. The 2024 election stands as a defining moment in American history. Will it choose unity and progress, embracing diversity and tackling systemic injustices? Or will it succumb to division and resentment, sacrificing democratic ideals? The stakes could not be higher. The outcome will shape healthcare, climate policy, and America's global standing. It will influence generations to come. The choice rests with the American people. If you would like to be the first to hear future predictions about the results of the 2024 United States presidential election, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.